What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And like we talked about in the last video, this is our Mini B Pro roller. No, this is nothing new. These have been out for multiple years, but like I talked about, we have a new carpet track very close to Wichita. So I thought we needed to try our hand at carpet racing. Like I said, so Mini B Pro roller, these are basically the same as the normal Mini B, other than the fact they've got a kind of few factory aluminum upgrades just already out of the box, and obviously it's just a rolling chassis, no electronics. So you've got like the aluminum shocks, you've got the aluminum bulkhead here in the front, the aluminum steering setup. It does come with the aluminum servo arm or steering arm. And I believe that is it versus the, ready to run kit. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few little piddly things, but those are the big things of the Pro roller. So I am going to quickly show you guys kind of what I'm throwing in this chassis, and then I think I'll just throw you guys on a time lapse. You guys know what you're doing. You don't need to see me, perfectly placing everything. So I will probably just time lapse throwing everything together, and then we'll kind of talk about our final thoughts here once we get it together. So yeah, power or powering, I think this is kind of the common thing that anybody is throwing on their Pro roller. It's the Horizon Dynamite. It's the 6,000 kV 2-in-1 combo, which is really cool just because it is such a teeny small thing. The whole assembly is just this. If you haven't seen these before, the ESC is built into the end of the motor, which blows my mind that it all is, all packed in this nice little small package. You've got one connector for the battery, and then you've got one connector going over to the receiver, and then you've got your, power switch and your set or program switch. So this is the whole package right here. Ball bearings, I mean, it's a nice little setup. I think, like I said, it's what's everybody is running in these things. For power, ProTech RC, it is the 1100 2-cell, and I believe, again, that's what's required in the kind of open or modified Mini B class, is just a 2-cell. There are some guys running these things on 3-cell, but this is, I believe, again, kind of the standard here. For it being an open or modified class, it's pretty much everybody running the same thing, kind of. Servo, we've got the EcoPower micro servo, the ECP 827. Again, super common one that a bunch of guys are running, just super small micro servo. This thing is dirt cheap. So it's not going to break the bank. It's metal gear. It's supposedly a very nice servo. And again, when you're running without a servo saver, you've got to be a little more cautious, or you can tear up a servo without a servo saver. So the fact it's metal gear will hopefully last with my driving style. Putting it into the wall or crashing, we won't be killing this. But again, even if we do kill this thing, it is dirt cheap. It is like $14 or something. So crazy cheap. Now for the receiver, that's just going to depend on what you're running. Hopefully you can drag your receiver out of, whatever you've got. You've got an extra one, or if you have something you're not using in the outdoor off season that you're going to be using indoor. I've got a Sanwa RX 482 for an MX44 radio that I've got. These things actually work really well on the small or micro chassis because this thing is outrageously little, just compared to my hand here. Teeny little footprint, built-in antenna. So again, you can just throw it on the chassis and the thing's super small. So that'll work very well. But again, whatever you guys are running, I've seen guys running pretty large receivers just, on their side or wherever you can fit them. Again, that's kind of where this 2-in-1 ESC motor really comes into play, because you're not then mounting another component on the chassis. And then last but not least, it does come with wheels and tires, don't get me wrong. And I do plan on running these for practice, but I do have a set of J Concepts. These are the Schwager pink compound front pre-mounts, and then the twin pin pink compound rears. At least for myself, when I've done dirt racing. Now, again, I have not done carpet, so maybe I'm going to be speaking, you know, completely off the wall here. But when I practice, I like to run less good tires, if that makes sense. I will run a not as an aggressive or not as good of a competition wheel and tire package during practice, because I like to then, for that, you know, main race, obviously for qualifying I would run it too, but you know, practice your heart out on the tires that it comes with, or a lesser tire, and then you've got your more quality, more, you know, precise, you know, specialty tires that I like to throw on for qualifying and obviously for the main. So to me, that lets me practice on a less traction tire and then throw a more traction tire on for qualifying and the mains. And again, this will probably end up biting me on carpet because all of a sudden I'll have even more traction and it'll traction roll and flip, but we'll see. Again, I haven't even been on track yet, so all of this may change, but that's at least been my dirt strategy, is practicing on, you know, lesser grip tires or lesser quality worn out tires, and then putting on, you know, higher grip tires, and then all of a sudden the thing goes, holy cow, this thing has a ton of grip, it can turn, it can brake, and it can accelerate. So that's at least my plan here with those J Concepts carpet tires. So yeah, I definitely am not just wasting these tires. They'll be used, they'll be practiced on, and then we'll throw those on. So guys, enough talking. I'm going to just try to pull you in on a tighter shot, and I'm going to start putting this thing together. And once it's together, I'll, you know, we'll talk about everything. And you know, the Pro Roller does come with an unpainted body, window masks and everything, just like any good thing would. So I'll need to throw those on. I need to get this thing washed and painted, and it'll be white like all of my stuff. I'm very boring. Everything just gets painted white. No cool paint jobs. I know. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I still will need to throw a MyLapse transponder on here, but yeah, we will deal with that later. So let's get a tight shot here and let's start throwing this thing together. Well guys, just like that, we've got a completed roller with electronics. Now, obviously I still need to do programming, getting, you know, steering trim set up, getting the ESC set, but it's a whole thing now. One thing I did not mention, I do need to add weight to this thing. It looks like a lot of guys are running like an ounce to 2.5 ounces, kind of depending on setup, to actually get these things to perform halfway decent. You know, as it is now, it is very lightweight, even with the electronics package in it and with the brushless power. I guess they do kind of handle or perform pretty poorly, or not as good as they could, if you will. So I'm going to be grabbing some just wheel weights, stick-on wheel weights, automotive weights. Yes, I know there's nice little cool brass plate kits for these things, but I think I'm just going to experiment with cheap stick-on wheel weights just to kind of get a feel for, you know, how much weight it needs, put some in the front, put some in the back, and start driving this thing. So guys, I still need to paint a body. I need to mess with the controller, get this thing programmed. Like I said, steering, ESC settings, all of that stuff. But yeah, we do have a fully electronic, but we do have a fully put together roller here. I do still need to grab a transponder, a MyLaps transponder for this thing so we can do some lap times, but hopefully I think like in the next weekend, there is a race. So I badly need to get these things together here and yeah, see how poorly or not I can do out on track, guys. So thanks for coming along and watching the quick little time-lapse build of the Mini B Pro Roller. And I do need to throw a chassis protector on this thing, which we're going to be doing a low budget chassis protector, of course. So I may show a video kind of showing that, again, vinyl chassis protector for this Mini B. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, which you are because this is a brand new channel, thank you so much for watching. For the few of you that have subscribed, again, thank you very, very much. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.